Sports Timeout Podcast with Jensen Maydew, Tony Caranco, and your host, Wes Underwood.
All right, and well, welcome into the Sports Timeout Podcast brought to you by Jeffersons Free Fry Pickle Fridays. And also, if you're a college student, 50 Cent Boneless Thursdays are back. And go check out Robert's Integrative Dentistry in Joplin if you're looking for a brighter, straighter smile after eating those wings this holiday season. Or, they got the oysters and other stuff there too. But if you want to go get those out, be sure to schedule your appointment today at 417-622-0404. And get over there before the year ends if you can. And if not, start your year off with them over at Robert's Integrative. And then definitely go celebrate New Year's or begin your year at Jeffersons or whatever. I mean, if you're an educator, go on over there and get those incentives that they've got in the free fry pickle Fridays and just a lot of other stuff. I think 15% off for teachers, something like that. 20% off for teachers. And they may be hosting some specials coming up. Got to check in on that, and we'll keep you up to date. We'll post them for you. But and then don't forget to check out TeeTime Web City. Oh man, so I went over there the other night, and those heaters they work good. I mean, you're getting kind of chilly in the front when you're out there in the winter air, but then you got that heat blasting behind you, and it feel like it's a perfect combination. And then on top of that,
on the back,
do what?
In the front. Put on the back, in the front.
True. We should coin that for him, make it a shirt or something. Tea time. Da-da. But no, and I mean, obviously they've got those heaters, and then I think on their trivia nights, they take it out where the TV is and everything out in the front there where the pickleball courts are. And they've got heated seats, and then they've got the heaters over the top. And then if that's not enough, you got the fire pits there too. So it's a really good atmosphere. Took some friends out there the other night, got some stuff going. Was able to just have fun. Got some food. Have you had their Korean beef nachos yet?
I have.
Oh yeah,
I have had.
Yeah.
I think I've had everything on their menu.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm looking forward to their new menu. They got some new items coming out next year, but hopefully be able to see what those are soon. But those Korean beef nachos are so good.
I like their pizza.
Yeah, the pizza's good too. I think I've only had the chicken bacon so far.
Right.
So I got some stuff to catch up on there. I got to get some more food. I got to get back out there. I mean, you've been there, little guy, 2 years old.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard, but we do.
Right.
We get out. But yeah. Then they got their Winter League going on too, so check out their Facebook page and learn more about that before they get it going in full swing. So, but yeah, Wes Underwood, Tony, Jensen's out this week, Clinton's out this week, and how are you?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Ready for the break. Been education, all that jazz. It's time. 2 weeks off is good. We all need it. Kids, us, ready to see family, get around, go do what we need to do for the break.
Right. Yeah. No, I don't get one of those.
Yeah. How much time do you get off?
I mean, I'll probably get the 24th, 25th. I mean, I make up my own schedule, but 24th and 25th.
Dude, I saw your all sign on Rangeline. That's pretty sick. The neon one at night.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's really nice. We have a few of them. But yeah, the newest one is the one on Rangeline. It's really nice. It's green and blue and all that.
Yeah.
All that jazz.
It got my attention this morning.
Yeah, good.
But before we get started, make sure to hit that subscribe and follow button on YouTube. And a lot to we missed last week. I was sick, unfortunately, and a lot's happened with the Chiefs this year. We know that, and that's going to be our first topic. NCAA football, we'll take a little bit of a detour here and break on that and get back to that when big bowl games are starting to happen. But
I do got an update on in the college football world. It's not just
yeah,
college football; it's college sports in general.
yeah.
So it used to be that in JUCO,
Oh
um,
yeah, yeah,
in JUCO, whenever you go JUCO, that those years would count against you. So you only had 2 years of eligibility if you
yep,
went 2 years of JUCO. Now, however much time you spend in JUCO doesn't count against you. I'm assuming it's like just the 2 years as well,
yeah,
uh, but then you still get four full years afterwards.
yeah.
So,
That was
um,
big. That was big news, and I mean, I feel like we should touch on that. We mentioned NCAA there. I mean, that's huge. Like that goes for basketball, that goes for football, that goes for baseball. I mean, those guys can continue to develop at a college level.
and on
Say
top of
what,
that,
like Crowder, right? And then we've got
right,
a, huh?
yeah, yeah, exactly. Like so, like a baseball player, um, could go to JUCO and he can play a whole another 4 years
Yeah,
at a 4 year institution, finish his 4 year degree, maybe work on his master's while he's there.
yeah.
Uh,
That's
I mean,
crazy.
if anything, it's a good incentive to uh, retain people to stay longer in college.
Yeah.
You know, to pay. If you're going to get your bachelor's, might as well get your master's. I guess at this point.
4 years to 6 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe even seven, depending like if you redshirt or whatever. But
Right.
man, yeah, that would make a big deal or big difference. Definitely, especially with the way things have been. And I mean, gives them more time to think and it doesn't just push you out the door. Like you can get a base started, then you can go play a sport and then have less hours to take on top of that too. So that would help.
Right. Right.
So that's pretty big.
It is.
So another thing that's big that we were getting started on, and that's Mahomes and the Chiefs and just all the woes that keep happening. And I mean, call it luck if you want, call it skill if you want, whatever's going on, the Mahomes magic is staying. And it's the term, the coin that's been phrased for this team. I mean, I sit back as a fan and I watch all this. Like, he's playing this weekend, and last week he had the ankle sprain or whatever. Wentz came in, did his thing. I feel like if you're that comfortable with Wentz taking over as Mahomes, I would go ahead and probably just sit out this week and then play the final two because it seems like every year he's got that ankle injury going. Like just something aggravates it by this time of the season. And I don't know what it is. Like it's a bionic leg is what people are thinking and joking about. And like the dude's just, I don't know. It's a kneecap. It's the leg. It's a small fracture. It's the foot. It's, I don't know. Everything underneath never really affects what's going on up here. The most he's sat is maybe one or two games, couple quarters here and there, and all that jazz. But I mean, I feel like the Chiefs do take all the precautions that they can on it. You got a strong-willed guy who wants to get back out there and be the leader of his team. And I mean, you really don't find a lot of players like that anymore, unfortunately. Like Tom Brady was one for sure. He got out there week after week and did what he did, even battled through some stuff that he didn't even like really discuss with people. And then now you've got players like Anthony Richardson. Oh, I'm tired. I'm going to go sit. It's like,
Right.
is this the next generation? Like, is that what the mindset's going to be? And are we done at Mahomes and like what, Josh Allen and just that group there, Joe Burrow, and they come in, they want to work hard, they want to play, and then they get legit like injuries, like torn arm ligaments and yeah,
Right.
all that stuff, like the nasty stuff. It's not just, oh, I need to sit down. I need a break. It's crazy.
Right. Yeah.
But
No. Yeah. Kind of going back to that Anthony Richardson thing. I mean, it is pretty. I mean, that's not the kind of leader you want. I mean, you would
no,
think an elite level quarterback, you know, should be in better shape.
yeah.
Um,
I mean, you
um,
got Joe Flacco out there who's like twice your age and he's showing you up. Yeah, he throws picks, but he's out there playing.
Yeah, he may still have a Super Bowl left in him. Um,
Yeah.
well, and kind of going back to the Carson Wentz thing, if I was the Chiefs, I would probably sit him out, sit Mahomes out the next two games if they feel comfortable enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Get
let
him those
him,
reps.
yeah. I mean, have him light in practice, have him, um, and then bring him back the game before the playoffs, and because then he'll have another week off, and
Yeah.
you know, that's what I would do. Just to, if you're trying to protect, the
I
golden goose.
I agree. I agree. And I mean, we know he's not going to get that protection from his line. And that's the other like funny thing this week. He goes out and buys everyone of it on his offensive line these massive, awesome gifts. And then you got people out there roasting Morris, who's the one who's given up the most sacks. And it's like, that dude deserves a lump of coal. Why did he get him that? And it's like, I mean, Mahomes is a nice guy. He does take care of his linemen. Whatever's going on there, he's always got their backs. And most of the time, his linemen do have his back. But I will agree with the fans. Morris has been pretty spotty this year, and he's a guy who even admits that he shouldn't have let stuff happen a couple games ago, and kind of admitted to that being the reason why Mahomes got hurt and said he should have blocked better. And I mean, yeah, we all agree, but even the best of the best are going to get back there and get to him. They're always going to find a way. I mean, it's like Chris Jones when you don't think he's going to get back there, and then all of a sudden, hey, he's back there disrupting the
Right.
QB. You got Max Crosby with the Raiders, who's out now, but even while he was injured, he's still getting back there finding the quarterback. So that's pretty impressive.
Right.
But
Yeah, no, for sure.
I agree.
Yeah, it's a tough situation, especially playing on the O line.
Yeah.
It's not easy, especially when you're going up against really good edge rushers, and you're one on one out there a lot of the times.
Yeah.
So if they and as a lineman, you're reacting.
Yeah. It's
So
true.
like as a defensive lineman, you're the one that's making the contact.
Causing
So
disruption. Yeah.
yeah, so it's to be you have to be quick on your feet. You have to be able to get your hands on them,
True.
and you have to be able to make split second decisions like on the bat.
Yeah.
It's really really hard to be an elite level um, offensive lineman. There's a lot that goes into it, especially when you're going against that kind of competition every week.
Yeah. I agree.
So
Well said.
so while I do agree that he should be better, you know, as a former offensive lineman myself, I'm just saying that it's not as easy as it looks. And if it was very easy, trust me, I would be in the league.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said. Well said. But another guy who has some explaining to do. Yeah, we'll move over to the New York Jets now and talk wide receiver Garrett Wilson. And he had a tirade on this last week and just play selection at time during Sunday's win over the Jaguars, and was caught on TV cameras and vented to receivers coach Sean Jefferson after a stalled red zone drive in the third quarter. And the latest of the public frustration that has some wondering whether he'll request a trade in the offseason. I mean, body language is huge there. And here's what he had to say. He says, I don't know, man. The 2022 first round draft pick said, I just go about my day, wherever my feet are at. If they extend my contract, that would be a blessing and it would be awesome. I love the Jets at the end of the day. They're one of the ones that believed in me. But yeah, I can't be worrying about that right now. I have to go out and finish the 3 games the rest of the way the right way. So, well said, and rightfully so. There's a lot of frustration there. I mean, Aaron Rodgers has even said it. He's press conference after press conference after press conference. This is only my first season here. Like, I'm just starting to gel with my guys at this point in the year. And
Yeah,
I mean, I don't know. There's just a lot going on in the Jets organization.
right. Yeah, no, it's I mean, historically they haven't been very good. So
Yeah.
so they got some stuff to figure out. Um,
Let those rookies eat.
yeah, let them eat. I mean, and I don't know. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is the answer for the Jets. Honestly,
I actually don't think so. Not anymore.
I think they should go for who's their backup right now? They got a backup that's any good?
Shame Falco? No, just
Yeah,
kidding. That's the
no,
replacements. Their backup. Yeah, I can't remember at the moment.
well, if we can't remember, they probably need a better quarterback.
They do.
I
Man.
would probably go for a good quarterback if you can.
Yeah.
I
Which the
don't
only
know.
one this year at the moment would be Sanders, Dion's son. So
Yeah,
I don't know if he's wanting to go there. Dad, Dad's going to be the decision maker on this one. He even said it. Coach Prime's going to be the one deciding for him.
I mean he's getting drafted, so it's kind of. I mean, I
Well, I
know that
mean, you remember the Eli Manning debacle?
yeah.
He said he came out and was honest. He's like, we may have another Eli Manning debacle. He goes, they call his name on stage, and I don't like the team. He's not going.
I
So
mean, it's not really up to him. You know what I mean?
we'll see.
I mean,
We'll see.
I do think that they could probably try to negotiate something,
Yeah,
and I'm saying that that's definitely always on the table. But
it's true.
ultimately, if they want to hold on to him, they can hold on to him.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, well, speaking of holding on and a guy that used to be with the team, and I mean, Geno Smith, he's got stuff going on there too. And he's with the Seahawks right now and he's battling some stuff, but they're gonna let him play too. And I feel like at this point in the season, the injury bug, you gotta just I mean, let's go ahead and look here at the playoff standings. And I mean, let's just look at the race. I mean, in the AFC, in the East, you got the Bills. The Jets are already eliminated, obviously. We just talked about their debacles, and the Patriots, they're eliminated 3-11. The Dolphins are still fighting. Um, Man, let's look here. Chiefs number one, Bills number two, Steelers number three, Texans number four. They've all clinched, they're all in. But fighting, you got Baltimore, Denver, Chargers, Indy, Miami. Surprisingly, the Bengals. If the Bengals can win out, they could be a team to beat and be feared because I mean Burrow really hasn't been horrible, and Jamar Chase, we know what he can do in the playoffs. And Baltimore will officially be in though if they win the tiebreaker over Denver based on the head-to-head, and then so they pretty much have to win out. So expect Baltimore and Denver to continue just to win out. Indianapolis, they have to win a tiebreaker over Miami to be able to get in. And then, yeah, wins the break over the Seattle or Cincinnati based best on win percentage as well. So, uh, Indianapolis, they'll have to win out to even be considered. Chargers pretty much have to lose out, which they made a game last night versus Denver, so we'll see where it ends up there. Cleveland, they're eliminated. It's over. It's done. They uh they have seen better days. The Jets, obviously. So yeah, the Bengals and up. So we got 10 through 5 fighting because if Baltimore loses out, say that ends up being a cause. If Baltimore loses out, the Bengals win out. Baltimore and Cincinnati could swap. Um, it's crazy to even think that with 8 losses on the year and Cincinnati could win out and still be a 5 seed at this point. It's crazy. And
Right.
then over to the NFC side, obviously Detroit, Philadelphia, Tampa's holding on. Tampa's holding on. A lot of people pull them for Baker Mayfield. Rams, they're holding on. Both of them winning their divisions. They're up 8-6 on the season. They got 3 games left as well. The Saints are still holding on. Saints are still holding on. San Francisco's holding on. The Cardinals, the Falcons, these teams are just horrible. Then you got Seattle holding on, Washington, and then that's where we're talking about Geno Smith there. I mean, Seattle's got plenty of time. I mean, they can win the next three and still be in and get into the playoffs for sure. But there's just a lot. I feel like the AFC where they're at is done. I think Baltimore, Denver, and the Chargers will probably end up winning out, even though the Chargers did what they did yesterday. NFC side, there's really no clear. New Orleans could pop at any moment and get better. The Cowboys could pop at any moment and get better. Um, and then really though, that's the uncertainty. Like all these teams could just end up losing out too. You got San Francisco down there; they're fighting for getting in. Cardinals and the Falcons look good at one point, and now they're fighting to get in. Seahawks and the Commanders, they looked really good at one point and strong. I think the Commanders at one point were like 7-1, something up there, 6-1, something like that. And then now they're at 9-5 and being talked about possibly getting out of the playoffs. And then the Packers should get in. They're at 10-4. I don't really see them dropping unless they just completely lose out. So, but no clarity here. Geno Smith will be playing though for the Seahawks. I can understand his position as opposed to Mahomes' position, and just so much going on in the NFL right now, injury wise, and so many scenarios. Like next week, we'll have a way better picture. But any thoughts on those teams? Do you think Baltimore makes it in? Do you think Denver makes it in on the AFC side? And then do you think Green Bay and Washington can hold out on the NFC side?
I think Baltimore makes it in. I mean, on paper, I think they're one of the more talented teams in the league.
Yeah.
So we'll see, but we'll see.
Do you think Henry or Saquon gets 2K plus?
Mm, well, Saquon's kind of been the one balling lately.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would say him, but Derrick Henry's still no pushover. I know he's considered more of a veteran now in the league, but
Yeah.
but so is Saquon. So
I mean, they've got Pittsburgh, Houston, and Cleveland left. It's doable for Henry.
yeah.
But who else you got?
I'd like to see the Saints make it just because
Yeah.
of Jameis Winston.
Well, he's in Cleveland.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was
He,
at the
he
Saints.
got traded, or no, he got let go.
Gotcha. Well then, yeah, I'd like to see him. Either way, I'd like to see him make it, but I guess he's not making it.
And then for Saquon, we'll go back there real quick and touch on that. They've got Washington, Dallas, and the Giants. And Dallas and the Giants could be two very big games for Saquon Barkley. He's at 1,688 yards. He's got these three games left. Washington, I mean, it could be doable. Washington's got a pretty decent defense. We'll see. And then for Derrick Henry, I think he was at just over, yeah, he's at 1,400. So Saquon's looking more likely at the moment. But, I
Right.
mean, overall, we could see both of them pop off for 150 a game to end the season. So who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? And then on that note, now that we're out of the NFL, we'll go ahead and pop off on Caitlin Clark and a lot of controversy around her and winning athlete of the year. She gets rookie of the year in the WNBA. And I mean, what are your thoughts on that one? I mean, should people really be that upset or be surprised, or do you think that everything should be as is?
Well, I think it's so the I'm gonna talk on her response because I know she kind of gave a pretty um she gave a response to kind of make it seem like she doesn't deserve the award or whatever. But statistically, she does. I mean, whether she's the best player in the league or not, I don't think we're arguing that at this point.
Yeah.
But she was selling out arenas
Yep.
when the WNBA used to have to give away tickets to get people there.
Absolutely.
So my thing is, she's bringing in money. The league has gotten better since she's came in.
Yeah.
Um, and because of that, I mean, yeah, she should be the athlete of the year because just because you're the not necessarily maybe the best, overall player, she's, even though she did play very well, as a rookie, um, but what she's doing for the league and when it comes to money,
Yeah.
even they're technically still losing money,
Yeah.
but
That's true.
but they're losing less money because of her. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I don't know. I see that as a positive. You want more eyes on the sport, or do you want to put somebody in there that makes you feel better?
True.
You know what I mean?
I
Just
agree.
because and really, in my opinion, it's just racism. You
Yeah.
know, from the people that like don't want her in there. I mean, at the end of the day, there's racism. There's a white woman that won it. The other players are upset because it wasn't a black woman that won it, even though she's the one, coming in and really turning the league around at the end of the day.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, I don't know too much into that on that matter, but I mean, if that's the case and that's stuff that happens, that's interesting. And like that shouldn't be in consideration for that, right? That's but
Right,
it's unfortunate that it would be. So,
right. Well, I've just been watching a lot of clips and a lot of comments on Twitter,
yeah.
or X, where there's people upset that she won it and it wasn't somebody else. But again, her influence in the league, you can't deny that.
No, not at all. I mean, what she's done has been phenomenal, and even like what people have made comments about, like young boys in like elementary school, or oh, instead of going Kobe, now they're like, oh, Caitlin, and I'm like, what?
Right,
Like
right. I
you're
mean,
saying okay?
right, and she has that influence,
Yeah,
you know. Um, and plus, she's a good ball player. It'd be one thing if she was not a good ball player, and
yeah,
she was making veterans look bad.
it's
You
true.
know, So like, it's not like I'm not saying she's the absolute, you know, basketball Jesus by no means, but but she, I don't know. You can't deny it, man. At the end of the day, um, I think it's dumb that people are upset that she won those awards.
Yeah, yeah. Just let her have it. She's earned it. She deserves it, and she put up through a lot through college, and just all the people that have made fun of her. Even SNL did stuff on her, and she had the audacity to come out and, well, I mean, in the male world, the big kahunas to like poke fun at her own self and come out and talk about it. So kudos to her. She
Right.
she deserves it with everything she's been through. She's been criticized, humiliated, and so. And
Salted.
I've become less of a hater of her now, just after watching the treatment of her in the WNBA and just how people went in and got her cheap shots. Yeah, it's part of the league, but at a certain point, it's like, okay, she's had enough. You can stop now. But they just kept it going. So
Yeah. And
crazy.
I don't think it's gonna stop.
Yeah, no, it probably won't.
But we'll see, I guess.
We'll see. We'll see. All right, now we shift over to the NBA and we briefly talk a little bit here on LeBron James and what it means to the NBA as the all-time leader in regular season minutes played. So the oldest player in the game, right? um,
LeBron,
will
Diddy,
be,
James.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, interesting. But yeah, another accomplishment in his career, teaming up with the four-time MVP and four-time champion, 20-time All-Star, happens to be the league all-time leading scorer now. But he was not in celebratory mode after the Lakers shoot around on Thursday, and yeah, but they started talking about the All-Star game and the format in February and stuff that's going to be happening. And quoted from him, it's not just the All-Star game. It's our game in general, James said. There's a lot of effing threes being shot. And so it's a bigger conversation than just the All-Star game. And NBA Commissioner Adam Silver addressed criticism aimed at the increase in three-point volume this week ahead of the NBA Cup championship on Tuesday. And he goes, the answer is yes. We are having many discussions about the style of basketball being played, Silver said. I would not reduce it to a so-called three-point shooting issue. I think we look more holistically at the skill level on the floor, the diversity of the offense, the fan reception to the game above, or all of the above, everything together. And to offer some perspective on just how much the three-point shot has become a staple for NBA offenses, the 2015-2016 Golden State Warriors averaged 31.6 points, 3-point attempts per game, which that's quite a bit. And number one in the league en route to a 73-9 record, they would rank 29th this season, with only the Denver Nuggets attempting fewer per game at 30.4. The defending champion Boston Celtics are first averaging 51.1 three-point attempts per game. And yeah, that's the Celtic way there. Like they've always been a team that goes out and about, or they used to be really good and play big underneath. So as for the All-Star game, the league announced this week that rather than have the traditional East and West game, or even the teams drafted by the top vote getters in each conference, there will be a round robin play-in instead. And the 24 All-Stars selected will be split up into teams of 8, and a fourth team of 8 will be comprised of players from the Rising Stars game on Friday night, and 2 teams will play in one semifinal, and the other 2 teams will play another semifinal, setting up a third championship game between the winners. Each of the games will be untimed and will end when the first team reaches or surpasses 40 points to win. And while James's teammate, 9-time All-Star Anthony Davis said, I don't really like it, when asked about the format change, James sounded more open to it. Well, I mean, yeah, for a guy who's slow and old, as opposed to his younger counterparts that are in the league, I do feel like the younger generation's probably going to be for this or kind of be against it. And then LeBron James and those players that are up there, James Harden, guys like that, are going to probably be a little bit opposed to it because it's going to involve some defense. You're going to have defensive work, and LeBron James and, well, James Harden doesn't really play defense, but I mean, he does usually thrive well with teams who play defense for him, and he's open when he gets open shots, he's able to do what he does. And I don't know. I'm in the mix on this. I would agree. I mean, the league is kind of 3-point heavy. It does get boring at times just watching teams shoot three after three after three. Like that's something you do in 2K. That's not something you do in real life. Like you got to be able to drive the ball in. Got to be able to
Well,
go in and dunk. You got to be able to have a strategy because once you get into the finals, it's not all about threes. Like, yeah, we've seen it to where, oh, this guy makes a three. Like they mentioned the Warriors, like when they got into the finals and Steph Curry and Thompson and Draymond Green at his prime, you're out there just draining threes because you had that many guys on the team that could do that. Not every team has that. You got a bunch of these big guys coming in now like Victor Wembanyama, Joel Embiid, and I mean they kind of slow the pace of the game down and give it that old style feel. And then you got guys like LeBron who don't really enjoy playing defense. Yeah, they can shoot the three, but they're pretty good in the mid-range area. And I don't know. I'm at a toss-up. I'm going to have to see how it goes. I can see how the fans benefit from this, and I can see how the NBA thinks it will benefit them because it might bring in a little bit extra revenue, having some extra games and keeping the fans in the arena longer. But what are your thoughts?
well, kind of touch on what you said about how the game should be played. I agree that it would be more interesting.
Yeah.
but the season is so long that you know their bodies start taking a toll, man, and it's like they're pretty much just trying to hang on until they can make the playoffs.
Yeah,
Really, so I don't blame them for wanting to play like that, especially whenever there's been a lot of success with teams that shoot threes.
true.
If that if you can get to the point where your team is shooting threes and making threes more than not, I mean, I get it.
Yeah,
Like I don't like it, but I get it. You know, and they're looking out for themselves for longevity purposes.
it's true.
And I know we brought this up on the show before, where there's so many games that one particular game, you lose one game, you can lose 3 games, and like it really doesn't mean a whole lot.
Yeah,
It I agree. Obviously, you want to win more games than you want to lose, but it's different. It's not like the NFL where like every game, you know, is on the that every game that you're playing like really means something.
yep,
Because there's only so many games per season.
true.
These guys have way longer season, and they have a bunch more games,
Yeah,
and there's a lot of running on the hardwood floor, a lot of jumping. You
yep.
know, against other good athletes. I mean, I get it. I don't like it, but I think they should go with the Chick-fil-A concept. Less is more. You know, where they don't open up on Sundays. I think that they should honestly cut the season in half, and I bet people would be way more interested.
Yeah. Words of Kanye, closed on Sunday.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's right.
Good points. Good points. I would agree on, yeah, pretty much all that. Well said. For a guy who doesn't really like the NBA, there you go. Nice job.
Yeah,
But
I'd like it more if there was less games. I feel like it would mean something. Like college basketball.
yeah,
Every game does something.
and
I'm not saying make it as short as college basketball, but or make it as short as college basketball and make a big old bracket at the end.
yeah, that would be good. Like take the whole NBA and have everybody square off and then get your true champion and see what teams can do in the clutch.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
yeah.
Like
Every game
20
means
20
something
game
in that book.
seeding, or sorry, 20 game season or 40 game season, half of what they do.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
that'd
And
be fun.
then single elimination until you get into the semis.
Yeah. Yep. All right, now we head into soccer brought to you by the Corner Kick in Neosho. Be sure to stop by the Corner Kick located at 1411 Blue Oak Lane, Suite C, Neosho, Missouri. They have the largest soccer store in Southwest Missouri, Northwest Arkansas, Southeast Kansas, and Northeastern Oklahoma. Be sure to check them out today through Sunday for your football needs. And not much
They
going
opened up
on
that
there. Going to
store.
talk some stuff with Sam. Um,
Officially opened up their store in Northwest Arkansas.
Yeah, congratulations on that. Sam and his wife on store number 2 kept that in the wraps for a while, and very excited to see that go. A lot of hard work put in there between him and his wife and doing that, and just yeah, go support them. Go get your stuff if you're in the Northwest Arkansas area, or if you're in Neosho, Missouri, and Southwest Missouri at that. So got my futsal shoes down there. Got some nice Jobra shoes and excited for those exciting things to come wearing those and can't wait to make that video. It's been a little too cold in the evenings and don't really want to get out there in the cold right now, especially with all the sickness going around. So, but yeah, soccer talk will return soon. We got some stuff to talk about with Sporting Kansas City. Current have been pretty quiet. You got a few things to talk there with some signings, but I want to be able to bring Sam on and discuss that and have a good educated conversation on that one for sure because he's been wanting to get on. But with the store opening and stuff, we've definitely just let him do that because that's the need first. So we're excited for them and can't wait to do what we can do to support that. So, But next up, we head into the local sports update brought to you by Trackside Burgers. They're open at 1515 West 10th Street in Joplin. Go get some weekend barbecue today, tomorrow. You won't regret it. And if you want some holiday catering, you better get that order in now because Chef Mike can hook you up there too. And well, check out Missouri Southern's men's basketball as they had a pretty dominant win at home last night, and they'll take some time off though until their game back at Liggett and Platt against the University of Fort Smith, Arkansas on January 4th. So if you're off and you're looking for something to do on January 4th, head on over to the LMP. And as for the women, you got some time this weekend. Tomorrow, go check them out at LMP, and they'll host Southwestern Oklahoma University at 3:30, and this will be their last home game of the 2024 part of the season. And also some big news for the Lions as they look forward to renovations, as the roof is going to be repaired, the bleachers are going to be revamped, the indoor track is going to get an upgrade. The basketball court is going to be redone again, and that will be phase one of this two-phase project. And phase two is going to be the fan experience, getting all that stuff going. They got some new stuff there now, but I think they're going to revamp it a little bit more since the seating is going to be rearranged and redone. They're getting the new sound system, restrooms, video boards, and all that good stuff. And it's going to start in May, so end of this season, and excited for that. LMP's needed some TLC for quite a bit of time, so excited to see where that goes. And yeah, but all right, on that note, we head into the 2-minute warning brought to you by Ghetto Tacos. On Fridays, get 10% off all burritos all day long. They do close at 8 p.m. They're located at 536 Northeast Street, Webb City, Missouri. Drive-through available 417-717-1261. Make sure you call and stop by and get some food. Sada fries, California burritos, still my favorites. Local basketball, though, we'll get in there. And Joplin, they'll host Carl Junction tonight, 7:30 at Joplin High School. Then Neosho will host Seneca as well this evening. And then Carthage Girls will play at Springdale, Arkansas. Lots of action coming after Christmas. We got tournaments galore coming, and excited for that, both on the men's and women's side. So, yeah, music's here. So it's the end of another episode for Tony, Jensen, Clint, and myself. Have a great weekend, and make sure you go get some food from many of our sponsors. Go check out TeeTime. Get that golf in. Go play Angry Birds. That was a lot of fun. Longest drive. You got any plans this weekend?
No, just a little bit of work.
Okay. Respect. I think I'm going to the Chiefs game. Got some birthday tickets heading over there for the last game of the year at Arrowhead, and yeah, looking for some fun.
Heck yeah, man. We'll have fun with that.
Yeah, hopefully little guy gets to go with me. He got sick this week. We're going to be day by day monitoring that to see if he can attend. We got him the headphones and stuff, so found out he had an ear infection. We get that cotton in there and put the headphones on, I feel like he'll have a blast, right?
Yeah. I hope so.
Let him go experience that. Go run, watch the drums, see Casey Wolf, whatever. But,
Yep.
All right. Well, on that note, have a great and safe weekend, and probably see you for our New Year's episode, and take a week off here for the holidays and let everybody do their thing. But catch you next time on the Sports Timeout.